Melissa, and this is The Book Break. Thanks for joining us. Today I'm here with author Nicole Black. She wrote the book Fat Shame, Ditch the Shame, Get Confident, and Claim the Life You Deserve. Now, this book is not a diet book, right, Nicole?
Not a diet book, Melissa.
So tell me a little bit more about what's in this.
So it's really a book for anyone who's ever looked in the mirror and not liked the reflection of what they see looking back at them.
I think we've all been there.
I think men and women have been there, and it's really more about finding your confidence and not worrying so much about what you weigh. For me, my journey was that I did lose 100 pounds, 100 plus pounds actually, and I realized down that path and through that journey that it was never about the weight.
Yeah.
And I figured out the reasons why I was gaining weight and kind of wearing like body armor, a shield, if you will, so that, you know, people wouldn't look at me. I didn't, self-consciously or subconsciously, I didn't want to be seen, but the funny thing is that the bigger you are, the more people actually can see you.
Yeah, that's true. So, how long did it take you to lose that weight?
It took a little over 2 years. So I had surgery, I had gastric sleeve surgery, and I'm not an advocate for surgery unless it is your absolute last resort.
Yeah.
For me, I had yo-yo dieted for 30 years, and so my body was caught in this conundrum of, do I want to be this weight or do I want to be this weight? And so once your body finds its happy weight, then it's a lot easier to maintain it.
So I love that you just said happy weight, because our happy weight isn't necessarily a particular size.
Correct.
Right? It's where we're happy. And not just we're happy with how we look, but happy with how we feel.
It's when you look in the mirror and you can say, I love you so much. You're the most amazing, beautiful soul on this planet, and I am so glad that you're here. You have so much to share, and you really mean it. That's when you know that you're winning. I
know you mentioned about yo-yo dieting and how you did that for years, and I know a ton of us can relate with that. I'm sure our viewers can too. I know I myself, I've done it up and down for, I would say 100 years, but I'm not quite that old. But, I mean, tell me, what do you think changed for you on the inside? How did you make that change? Because, I mean, I think a lot of us struggle with that.
I think it was figuring out what the inciting incident was in my life that changed everything, that made me not want to be seen. And I think that, you know, when you can really dig deep into your own core and into your own sense of self and really figure out, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? You have to know your why, right? Like, in order to be successful with anything, you really need to understand why you're doing something. And there was a point where I just had to really dig deep enough to say, oh, it was my sense of injustice, that justice was never served for me for an attack that happened when I was 14, because I had worked through the attack, but I hadn't worked through the injustice of him not spending time behind bars for it. And so once I figured that out, I was actually able to sort of piece things together and say, oh, okay. And once you deal with your traumas and all of your unresolved issues, you know, you have to remember our bodies, they're canvases, right? But they hold memory. Muscles are like rope, and they hold memory. So when someone touches you somewhere, you know, an old memory may pop up. And if you can be present with it and really sit with it and go deep, and then learn to start to release it, you know, it can help you to get back to where your happy weight is. So one of the things that I found super helpful for that was Yin Yoga. And in Yin Yoga, it's not, you know, it's not this powerful flow and you're not like trying to get to the next pose. You actually hold a pose for 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow, that's a lot.
So you go in, you're deep, right? And you allow your mind to just rest. And, you know, the inside is really, truly, it is what counts in all of us.
So it sounds like Yin Yoga, because I've done like other forms of yoga, but I'm not super familiar with that. And that one's more meditation, and I mean, I'm just thinking with exercise, if you put that kind of strain on your muscle, but it's releasing as well.
It's
that
more
kind
of
of the
like,
idea?
I think you'd like it actually because of the book break, right? So it's more of it's a story, and your body is kind of telling itself the story, so you can kind of unravel the tissues, right? And really look at, what happened, or where in my mind did I lock this information away, and now can I release it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that sounds great. So, one of the things that I thought was really interesting about you is you actually owned a restaurant and and a bakery.
It was a bakery, a French bakery.
Which is like, I would want to eat that all the time. So how did you do that with losing weight and running a bakery? That seems like a lot of temptation.
It would seem like a lot of temptation, and one of the nice things about the gastric sleeve surgery is that because they remove 85% of your stomach, they remove the portion of your stomach that contains ghrelin, and that's what signals your brain for hunger.
Oh, okay.
Once that's gone, people think that they're having cravings still, but they're really not. It's just an old pattern in your brain that you haven't released. And it takes 30 to 40 days to reset a pattern and really let go of something.
Yeah.
That's why like doing mirror work's very important, looking in the mirror every day and telling yourself how wonderful you are. It's not narcissistic. It's learning how to really care about yourself.
I think what you just said, it's not narcissistic, is huge, because I think, and I'm sure our viewers can relate, we're almost in a society where we're told like it's a bad thing to say, wow, I look good today. Like,
truth.
So many times people think, oh, you're conceited. Am I? Are
No.
you? Or is it something
You look great today.
Well, thank you, Nicole. So do you.
Thank you. And you all look great too.
I'm sure you do. And that's the thing, like, we have to have that positive self-talk.
Absolutely. Self-talk's the only thing that you have. Everybody else, everyone has an opinion. And that's wonderful that we all have opinions, but the only opinion that really matters is your own. And the only person you are guaranteed to get to the end of this life with is yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you can't learn to love yourself and start talking kindly to yourself, if you can't be nice to yourself, why would anybody else?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think of how often I hear people, and I even hear myself do it, where I badmouth myself, but not on purpose. Like, I'll say something like, well, I have a stupid question for you. This is one that I've had people point out to me. I say that all the time, and I go, well, someone said, why are you doing that? It's not a stupid question, it's a question, right? And how many times we're like, okay, my hair looks like crap today. Well, does it? Or are you just being overly critical?
But that's what the universe hears. So if you keep saying, my hair looks like crap, then your hair is going to look like crap.
Yeah.
If you wake up every day and the first thing you think is, wow, I am so happy and grateful to be alive. I cannot wait to start this day. I have so many wonderful things to look forward to, and I'm never going to have this day again. So what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Live your best life every single day. It's promised to no one.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Anyways, and thank you all for being here with us today on the Book Break. And to learn more about Nicole and her book, go to fatshame.com, and we'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Melissa, the host of the show The Book Break, and today I would love to tell you about the book The Purple World by Dr. Joseph Q. Jarvis. In this book, he relates stories that show us how our healthcare system is broken and gives us a solution for how we can fix it.
Whoa, little lady. I thought we talked about this.
Did you know over 70% of Americans say our healthcare system is in crisis?
Wrong.
We need to do something about this. Pick up the book The Purple World, Healing the Harm in American Healthcare by Dr. Joseph Q. Jarvis.